Steve, you gave us a really interesting presentation in relation to some of the advances in mapping and mapping tools in geology. What do you think are the key messages that come out of that presentation?
I think that we're now in a position with hardware and software that it really is becoming it's becoming accessible for people, whereas previously it was maybe only just industry that had maybe the resources to do this kind of thing. I think now it's the hardware and the software costs. I mean, it's actually going to be accessible to not just people in industry but also academics.
Okay, and so for academics that are thinking about trying this or extending their knowledge in this area of mapping, what kind of tips would you give?
I think you need to know what your requirements are. 'Cause people often ask you what hardware should we buy, and things like that. It really depends on what kind of environment you're going to be in, and you think you do need to know a bit about. You need to know what other people are doing, and I talked about some things that maybe have and haven't worked. So just kind of knowing as well what is possible and what's also maybe not currently possible at the moment.
Yeah, in terms of major obstacles.
I think still, although I say it's becoming more accessible, I think the cost is one, but possibly that will undoubtedly decline. The other major one is maybe just people's attitudes, getting people to, as I said, if they've been mapping a certain way for 30, 40 years and it's worked for them all this time, then convincing them that that by taking the digital path, there are some advantages, and that it's not going to be too much of an upheaval for them to change their methods that have served them for decades.
Okay, no, that's great. Thank you very much for that, Steve. Cheers.
Thanks.